All right, welcome everybody. Apologies for past week or two. Last week was Ask Me Anything, so of course I didn't make a video because there's nobody here to ask me anything. The week before that, I had created a video, but guess what? No audio got recorded for that video, and I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it got deleted. So bad things happened there. So we don't have that video. I'm gonna have to recreate it probably this week if we find some time. It's been quite busy and hectic around here. So today what we're focusing on is the following: how to write proper copy. And let's share my screen. That's not the screen. Share this one. Okay. So let's talk about this. So what I did is I took one of my stories and I want to show you exactly how to properly break it down and to write proper copy. So when you want to write a good post to gain attention, this is going to show you how. So let's first read through the post so you can hear it, feel it, and understand. So as you can see, the opening hook here, my first point of contact with the RTT hypnosis reduced my overwhelm by 85%. Here's how. So people are like, what the heck? First of all, what the hell is RTT hypnosis? And then 85%, wow, right? Overwhelm. So that's the hook. It's an incredibly huge, perfect hook. That's something what you'd want to use something like that. Okay. And then we go into the rest. So man, I used to feel so overwhelmed. I barely wanted to participate in life. Looking back, I used to be someone who often felt overwhelmed or unsure of how to handle it. I'd go through cycles of ignoring it, leaning into it, or even running from it. But you know what they say, change is the only constant. And I decided it was time for change. And so here's where you're going to insert your intangible outcome. Okay. So, you know, how it negatively affected their work or something along that, how they couldn't focus. You know, you want to talk about stuff, maybe health and mental health issues. Choose one and then contextualize it into the story, right? So then the next paragraph would be fast forward to today, and I can't help but smile at how far I came. So now we're talking about, you know, how I've changed. I discovered a powerful tool of this path, hypnosis, you know, RTT. Just one session had a profound impact on me, which focused specifically on, and then I'm going to highlight all the details of what it's specifically focusing on. Trying to sell the whole idea of the example of a single session is hard, and highlighting the key to this technique for RTT is about creating more curiosity for them, right? So what I have to do is, instead I write reduced my overwhelm by more than 85%. So that's what it's going to do. That's what that sentence in and of itself does, is it reduces the curiosity, it creates more, it creates more curiosity for them, because they want to know, how can they get the same results? How do I diminish mine by 85%? And then of course, next sentence. So yeah, so that's what that's showing. Okay, so next sentence is, it was like a switch was flipped and I found the peace and clarity that I've been searching for. So here's my call to action for those who are. And here again is where you're going to put in this here, your specific details, emotions, state, or tangible problem that the result or overwhelm or lack of the RTT can help. Okay, so that's where you're going to put all of that information in. So what we say here is, consider exploring an incredible world of self-improvement, whether it's through therapy, meditation, or other methods. There's a wealth of resources out there waiting to help you transform your life into something truly amazing. And hey, speaking of resources, I got something special to share. And now here's where we're going into special sharing my stuff. So I'm offering my free CBT course. So you're writing that in there about, you know, sharing whatever program you have at the very bottom. And then you talk about how your life will shift. You're going to tell them exactly what's going to happen. You ask them not to hesitate, right? Remember, you have the power to create the life you want. Okay. So here's what I want to show you based off this story here. Okay. This is what the system told us based on the content we provided with that story. Here's what's missing. Okay. Because that story sounded pretty darn good, didn't it? But there was still stuff missing that would make the sale here, that would help this person to get to the sale from this call. From this post. So let's look at this. Okay. there's skepticism within the post itself. So the reader may be skeptical about the effectiveness of the RTT and doubt the 85% of just one session. So we have to address that skepticism. There's going to be lack of awareness. Okay, they're proving that there will be lack of awareness. People aren't going to understand what RTT hypnosis is. So we have to discuss that a little bit deeper. There's the fear of the unknown. We have to address that in a comment somewhere within, because people are going to have fear because they don't know what RTT is and they're skeptical. So they're going to have fear. It's showing that there's going to be some financial concerns. So people might ask, oh, that might cost too much. What's that going to do? So you may want to address that within this post. You may not want to. Depends on your opinion. But, you know, we definitely want to address this concern within one of the posts of the same week for right after this, so that we can answer all the concerns that the clients may have. And then, sorry guys, the dogs are playing. You're going to hear growling. You're going to hear growling. Okay. So then there's, of course, the stigma. There could be some social stigma attached to seeking therapy. So we want to get them past that through some of our words within the post itself. And then there's the perceived complexity of it all. So the context briefly mentions the CBT and full hypnosis session, but it doesn't explain these terms. What does it mean? What is CBT? So explain cognitive behavioral therapy. Explain what the full hypnosis session means to them. Do all of that. So basically what we're doing here, guys, this is called, we're addressing the barriers to creating CEO optimized content that connects with your audience. So once you've written your piece, whatever piece you want to read, whatever you wrote, okay, I want you to put that into ChatGPT with this and ask, does this post that I wrote address the barriers and create SEO optimized content that connects with the audience? You ask it that, okay? And so it's going to tell you that. And so this is what it's told me, what I have to do to fix that error, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing to fix my errors so that I can make sure that the content going out is going to be top optimized. Now, this is going to save you from having to hire a copywriter. Dogs are barking, I apologize. There's a dog going on. Guys, okay. Guys, okay, so this is going to save you from having to hire a copywriter, because you're going to have everything done for you through ChatGPT or any AI system, as long as you make sure you know what to ask it. And this is what we're asking it. We want to make sure we address these barriers. This is the most important thing that you want on every single post that goes out. After you've written the post, you bring it over to ChatGPT, you put it in there and you ask it if it's done this, and it will tell you what's missing, how you add it. It's going to tell you what to do. So in here, it's telling me, you know, explore, explain for education, explain about RTT, provide some evidence about the tangible results right here. Provide some evidence that I have. Build some trust. So tell a personal story about myself as well. And then address the concerns, address the stigma, you know, then make sure I have a call to action. And when I do, make sure I freaking describe what the CBT is, so they don't understand. And then I have to engage them emotionally, because I wasn't. Above was just a story. It did not engage them emotionally at all. And of course, if you want to bring somebody to a sale, if you want to get them onto the call, you have to engage their emotions. So here's what we're doing. So we have to offer some free resources. So that's what I did. Offer the free resources to get them in, to get them towards the call. So now we're going to recreate what I did. I asked ChatGPT to now recreate the content and address the potential barriers and provide more clarity and reassurance for my audience. That's what I asked it to do. That's what it's doing. So this is what you want to ask it to do. After it's given you all of this information, you go back in and you ask it to do this for you. Okay, so then it will. Now, oh, they found that there was a door open. Good. Here's what it transformed to. So now, of course, you see it gives me an amazing introduction. I would use the powerful hook that we originated with, not this one, but you know, we can use both. Now this one goes, do you ever feel like life is just too much to handle? I know I used to. Overwhelm used to be a constant companion in my life, making every day a struggle. So if you can relate, then this story is for you. That's your hook. So even if you're creating this into a video and it's not just going to be a written story, that alone right there is going to get people to watch you. That's your first 10 seconds of your video. That's going to get the people hooked in who want to know more about struggling with overwhelm, right? That's going to hook them. Everybody else is going to tune right out right there, but that's going to hook everybody. Okay, that's brilliant. And then you say, if you can relate, then this story is for you. If you've been where I've been where you are, feeling lost and unsure of how to break free from the cycle of overwhelm, but I found a way out and I want to share it with you. Guys, brilliant, right? Sounds delicious. Now we go into the overwhelming struggle, because this is your next thing. So remember, what you're seeing here are how you want to discuss things within your post. It's going to show you step by step, okay? So after you introduce yourself, you talk about your struggle. So this is where it's talking about my struggle. Looking back, I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of overwhelm. It affected every aspect of my life. From my work to my mental health, I couldn't focus. I missed out on opportunities for career growth, and my mental and physical health suffered. And in here is where we're going to insert the antidote. Okay, you're going to insert more information. Here's an example of how you do that. Okay, so I wanted you guys to see, because it's going to tell you to insert something for more overwhelms, insert something tangible here. That's what it's going to tell you to do. And you're going to be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Here's what it means. Okay, now when I asked it to do that, here's how it writes it for you. This is what you would add in. Okay, looking back, I was trapped in that never-ending cycle. I missed out. It goes back all to that. My heart, and then here's where it adds, okay? Because remember, it talks about physical health. It says it up here, wherever it was. Looking back, and okay, so it goes up to here. Sorry, not this part. Boom, boom, take that up. It talks right here. My mental and physical health suffered, right? Okay, so that's where you follow up, okay? So back here, let's go back to where it starts. Here, looking back, my mental health suffered, right? My work suffered. So now it's rewriting it. Looking back, I was trapped in that never-ending cycle of overwhelm. It was affected on my everyday life, my work life. I couldn't focus. I missed out. That's all something that was written in advance. Now, I remember one particular low point when I was at work trying to meet a crucial deadline. Here's where I put in my own story. This is my story. This actually happened, okay? My heart raced, my palms were sweaty, my mind was a whirlwind of anxious thoughts. I couldn't concentrate on my tasks, and I felt like I was in a dark cloud, like it was hanging over me. My colleagues even noticed it, and they noticed a decline in my productivity. And so therefore I was passed over for my promotion that I'd been working hard for years. And then outside of work, my personal life was equally affected. I withdrew from my social events and hobbies that I once loved. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of responsibilities, and each day seemed like an uphill battle. My physical health began to suffer. So I'm talking about all the issues I went through so people can start to relate with me. That's what you want to do, right? This personal anecdote vividly illustrates, as we're pointing out, it vividly illustrates the impact of overwhelm on your work, mental health, and physical well-being. It helps your readers to empathize with your experience and relate with your challenges, right? So by sharing this information, you are likely to gain more people who are going to be relating to your content. You're getting them emotionally involved with your content. And that's the whole point of it all, right? So that's what we're wanting to do, is to get them all emotionally involved. So here's what it looks like, okay? Now we go to the discovery section of what you want to continue to add. So where we're going into the fast forward to today, here's what I discovered. Now you're going to talk about how the solution, this is the solution base, what I discovered, right? So here's where we're talking about RTT. Now, this is what we're talking about. You're addressing the skepticism right above here, because I discovered a rapid transformational tool. Can I have one session and really make a difference? I had some doubts too, right? So I'm addressing their doubts right there. And then I go on in just one section, focus specifically on my overwhelm and reduced, right? So it's hang on, let's put that there. So in just one section, focus specifically on my overwhelm, reduced by more than 85%, right? So we're highlighting the technique in which RTT used up here. In another ad, we're talking about the vortex. The vortex healed this, right? So when we talk about it, you'll see that. I finally now found peace and clarity. So now here's where you're going into the call to action. Now, here's my call to action. Right? So I tell them what my call to action is. You don't have to do that. You could just literally say the following. You can skip this section here if you want. And then you say, if you're struggling with overwhelm or emotions or impact that are having on your life, consider exploring the incredible world of self-improvement through rapid transformational therapy or anything of that nature, whether through therapy, meditation, all of that stuff. We're saying all of that stuff, telling them how to get help. We tell them how addressing that lack of awareness of fear and the unknown by encouraging self-improvement, right? So that's what we're doing. We're addressing it for them. Here's the other part. Now we're going into what we're selling them, right? We're giving them away in this case so that we can bring them towards us and get their email addresses and all that stuff, right? So guess what? I want to help you on your first step. Okay. I want to help you on your first step. I'm giving you away my free CBT course. I talk about the CBT source. I talk about how they can contact me. So here, right below, comment CBT below, you'll get in touch with me. This is, again, addressing their skepticism of the effectiveness of the RTT. I'm now giving away something. So I'm acknowledging that doubt directly. I'm showing them that they can get significant results and how to get it. I'm offering them something free to help them on their road to success. And here's how. So here we continue on. Okay. We go in through here, the discovery of the RTT. So fast forward to today, it's rewriting it all. Okay. So now it's rewritten it. Fast forward to today. I'm amazed at how different my life is. The turning point came when I discovered the power to of rapid transformational therapy with hypnosis. Now, you might be wondering, can one session really make a significant difference? I had some doubts. I get it. It's natural to be skeptical. When I first heard of RTT, my reservations, I had reservations too, but what truly sets RTT apart is its targeted approach. It's just one session and using a specialized technique called RTT Technique X, which we're calling it the technique vortex. In the next version, you'll see it as we do the full section. I'm talking about, I turn it into a vortex. My overwhelm reduced by more than 85%. By mentioning RTT techniques, you create curiosity and emphasize that this is a specific, well-defined process with RTT, right? So that's the whole point. This is what we're doing here. We're developing the results. We're showing the results. So now here's where I want to do. I say, let me explain how it works. So now I'm going to tell them about RTT because they don't know anything about it. So let me explain how it works. RTT Technique X taps into the superpower of your subconscious mind where you may feel those benefits. It's going to unlock to your root, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It was nothing short of remarkable for me. And I felt the change during and after the session. And it continued to go stronger in the days that followed, right? So this is what we're talking about here, guys. By addressing the skepticism, okay, head on, you've provided a clear explanation for that specific technique that they need. By giving them a technique, it gives them something to yearn for, to want for, something specific, something different, you know, that they may not have heard of before, that they want to have. It gives that FOMO, fear of missing out, too. They want what other people have. So you can help alleviate those doubts, build credibility in the effectiveness of the RTT. So now we want to do the closing paragraph. So don't let overwhelm hold you back any longer. If you're curious or simply want to chat about personal growth, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember that you have the power. So in this section here, we're showing you that we're addressing the potential barriers and acknowledging the skepticism, providing more details, simplifying the call to action. Now the content now aims to connect with the reader on an emotional level and offers that clear path. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go and I'm going to show you the actual post itself. Okay, so if we go back to my page, we posted this one today or yesterday, sorry. I think it was yesterday we posted it. Have I even posted it yet? I think we did. Yeah, here it is. Here's the actual story, guys. It's a long one, but it runs through everything. This is the post that it's on. Overwhelm can strike at any time. That's the image I put with it. And here's my post. I'm going to turn this also into a video. So it says here, do you feel overwhelmed lately? You're not alone. Let's talk about strategies to conquer that mountain of stress. Do you ever feel like life is just too much to handle? I know I used to. Overwhelm used to be a constant companion in my life, and every day was a struggle. So if you can relate, then this story is for you. I've been where you are, feeling lost and unsure of how to break free from the cycle of overwhelm, but I found a way out, and I want to share it with you. So looking back, I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of overwhelm. It affected every aspect of my life, from my work to my mental health, and I couldn't focus. I missed out on an opportunity for career growth, and my mental and physical health suffered. And I remember one particular low point years ago when I was at work trying to meet a crucial deadline. My heart raced, my palms were sweaty, and my mind was a whirlwind of anxious thoughts. I couldn't concentrate on my tasks, and it felt like a dark cloud was hanging over me. My colleagues noticed my decline in productivity, and I was passed over for a promotion I had been working towards for years. But let me share the secret with you, a secret that changed everything. It was both a sudden and gradual shift. Fast forward to today. I'm amazed at how different my life is. The turning point came when I discovered a powerful tool called rapid transformational therapy used with hypnosis. Now, you might be wondering, can a session really make a significant difference? Guess what? I had the same doubts. I get it. It's natural to be skeptical. When I first heard of RTT, I had my reservations too, but what truly sets RTT apart is a targeted approach. It's like entering the RTT vortex of transformation. In just one session, within the confines of the RTT vortex, my overwhelm reduced by more than 85%. So let me explain how the RTT vortex works. It taps into the power of your subconscious mind, where many of your beliefs and behaviors are rooted. It's like a key that unlocks the root cause of your overwhelm and replaces them with the deep sense of peace and clarity. It was nothing short of remarkable for me, and I felt the change during and after the session, and it continued to grow stronger in the days and weeks that followed. It was like a switch was flipped, and I finally found the peace and clarity I've been desperately seeking. So are you tired of feeling overwhelmed and want to break free? If you're struggling with overwhelm, emotions, and the impact they're having on your life, it's time to consider exploring the incredible world of self-improvement. So whether through therapy, meditation, or other methods, there are resources waiting to help you transform your life into something truly amazing. And guess what? I want to help you take the first step. I'm offering a free CBT cognitive behavioral therapy course to help you navigate those overwhelming moments. Plus, you have a chance to join our community for a full hypnosis session within the RTT vortex that could change your life, just as it did for me. And to get your free CBT course, simply comment CBT below, and I will send it right to you. Your journey towards a less overwhelming and more fulfilling life starts here. So don't let overwhelm hold you back any longer. If you're curious or simply want to chat about personal growth, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, you have the power to create the life you want, and I'm here to support you on that journey. Share your favorite tips in the comments below. Do you see how powerful this story turned out? Because we asked ChatGPT to make sure we had all the impacts, everything we needed for every emotion to bring everybody in. That's what you want to start doing on all of your work. So let's start writing better copy, everybody. Get ChatGPT to help you out so you make sure you are hitting all the barriers that your clients may face when coming towards your work. And that's it for today, guys.